we're going to move on to Lacey. I see you. Not in the flesh, but
Yeah.
a nice second. Do you want to take it away? Tell us about Move On.
Yes. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Um, so that I'm just reporting back. I wanted to share this presentation that Talia and Antonio Ferraz of NASA and I presented at the World Biodiversity Forum last week. Had a great time gallivanting through the hills of Switzerland with Steph and Talia. And so this is a really highly collaborative effort. Many institutions and the people involved so far, but kind of the main coordinators has been Wild Labs, Smithsonian, NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and MoveBank as well. So this is just an idea at this point, and we are really interested in sharing the idea, getting initial feedback from the community, and also directing folks on how you might be able to get engaged if you have ongoing work that would fit into this idea. So essentially, we're talking about building a new biodiversity observation network for animal movement data, and really with the goal of mobilizing the movement community in support of global conservation goals. So the impetus for this idea really came from a recognition of the fact that movement is a named component of many multilateral environmental agreements, including 6 Sustainable Development Goals, 3 targets of the Global Biodiversity Framework, 4 targets of the Strategic Plan for Migratory Species, and 1 essential biodiversity variable. But so far, the workflows for translating movement tracks into usable metrics for policies are highly underdeveloped. And this is a real problem because movement is essential to life on Earth. It connects disparate ecosystems, drives key biological processes like migration, disease spread, and biological invasions. And it underpins healthy communities of people and wildlife. At the same time, the movement community is really primed for global impact. We have globally distributed and well-established networks for data sharing. We have relatively high technology readiness levels, which means our technology is established and diverse. And we have many proven and emerging solutions for closing the science policy gap. A couple to call out would be the new link that I think I saw Sarah on this call, Sarah Davidson, MoveBank, and folks at GBIF have made to get MoveBank data into the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, as well as existing pipelines for getting data from marine mammals in the ocean into global climate models. So things that we would like to kind of replicate and expand into other ecosystems. This is also building off of work from Wild Labs, the Movement Ecology Horizon Scan, which there are some early results from this, which really indicate the importance of coordination in helping the movement community meet their priorities for innovation in the next 10 years. So we see MoveBon as playing a real role in helping to coordinate multiple efforts. And so we see a tremendous opportunity in developing a new and well-informed community of practice to close the science policy gap for movement data. A few key goals include elevating the role of movement as a critical driver of trends in biological diversity, developing a shared understanding of the science policy pipeline for movement data, amplifying existing efforts, and pursuing opportunities to close identified gaps. And then really providing a home for these ideas to grow and live on beyond these kind of ideation phase by formalizing a new biodiversity observation network under the umbrella of GeoBon. Some guiding principles are that this effort would be multidisciplinary, so bridging aquatic, aerial, and terrestrial tracking communities, really supporting bottom-up solutions and engagement with countries that are actually trying to report on these metrics, and being inclusive of many members. Next steps are inviting strategic partner countries into the process. So I'm also interested if there are representatives from countries on the fall, or if you are already working with countries on similar kind of GBF reporting, CBD reporting. It'd be good to connect. We're already speaking with Kenya and Brazil. We are going to convene a workshop of governmental, academic, and civil society partners to catalyze action and foster collaboration. We still need to establish working groups on topics. So again, this is very early days. We are just starting to identify leads of these efforts. So if this general idea interests you, please reach out. And then agreeing on a path forward for harmonizing all of these efforts with multilateral environmental agreements and existing initiatives. If you would like to be involved or just kind of not sure, want to keep an eye on things, WILDLABS is a great place to do that. Scan this QR code or head over to the biologging group and we will see you there, or send us an email. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lacey. I'll ask you a question in a sec. Just to add some context, I was going to throw to Talia, but her connection is not great today. So
okay.
I'm gonna see if I can fill giant boots here and add some movement ecology horizon scan context. Just we wanted to flag that this is one of the big next steps after our movement. And Lacey, I know you mentioned this as well, but I know we've got lots of people in this call and in our community who helped and gave so generously of their time to help with the horizon scan, and we've been a little bit quiet in the intervening time, and it's just because we've been in the process of writing up and publications take a while, but we're really excited to move into this next phase of having the priorities that you guys as the community have helped articulate, and seeing where we, with partners like Lacey, Smithsonian, NASA, MoveBank, are able to make a difference in moving forward some of these priorities in terms of where we can throw our resources, our partnerships, our relationships behind them to try and leverage what's needed to enact some of the priorities. So we're really excited to be able to have this opportunity to take action on some of the priorities that are coming out, but we'll also be in touch with all of you to share some of the results and to tell you what the next steps are regarding the publication and MoveBon and other things. But Lacey, before I throw over to Sean, I wanted to ask you, what's the thing that you're most excited about with MoveBon? Like, I know you said there are a couple of working group, like some working group areas that are kind of emerging. What like taking off your MoveBon's formal hat, what's your personal, like, what's the one you're most excited about?
I'm just very excited about the cross-pollination between the different communities. So that is something I'm passionate about. And I think dipping a toe into this policy world has also revealed a lot of progress that has been made by certain communities. I'd say specifically marine tracking communities have really kind of set the standard for how to integrate tracking data into policy. And so there's a lot to be learned by just getting us all in the same room. And it's already been very productive and just nice people. We have a great community.
I think so. Okay, you've got a couple of questions coming through in the chat, so I'm going to pop you, say thank you over, and you can follow up with Lacey in chat or on the thread on WILDLABS.